Today we're doing things a little differently. And I have something that I think is very special to show you today. And I have to say thank you to the Bookmark in Charlottetown. They have let me borrow this. It's not my pen. They're not paying me to do this. But they kindly let me take this home to look at it and to show you. And what it is the 10th anniversary Platinum Century 2021 special edition fountain pen. So in 1978, Platinum released the 3776, and 3776 is apparently the height of Mount Fuji, and it was developed with a Japanese writer called Haruo Umeda. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And so they had the 3776, and that was in 1978 that they released that. Now, 33 years later, in 2011, Platinum came out with the 3776 Century. Now, this is the 10th anniversary release, and we're going to look at it, and I'm quite happy to see this. So I guess when they released the Century, they equipped it with what they call the slip and seal mechanism that prevents ink from drying out. And if anybody is familiar with Platinum, it's one of the big Japanese manufacturers. They make beautiful pens. I don't even have a Platinum 3776. It's on my list, I guess. I do. I have tried some of the lesser expensive ones. Like, they're famous for making, pens across the spectrum, from very inexpensive Platinum preppies all the way up to, of course, the 3776 Century special edition here. And well, the Platinum is an excellent pen. It's their least expensive pen, I guess. Or maybe it's their least expensive. I might be wrong. But it always writes. The slip and seal cap on that pen, whatever they call it, it never seems to dry out. You leave it for several weeks, pick the pen up, open it up, and it writes. And that's a beautiful thing. So we're going to look at this pen now. And it comes in this beautiful presentation box. It's just a black box. It has black lettering on it, with the Platinum logo, and it just says Platinum Japan 1919, which is when the company was founded, I believe. And it's done against a matte background, a glossy text, and it works very nicely. I always like that look. It's just a very classic, clean design, and it works so nicely. It looks it's just a very attractive look for me. Anyway, so it comes in this box. It has a magnetic flap here at the front. So it's very sealed, sort of like a clamshell box, I guess you would call it. And when you open it up, you get this rather, luxurious number of items. So there's the pen, of course, and there's 3776 Century 10th anniversary ink. It comes with an ink cartridge, and what I always like when I see this, it also has a converter. Very nice to have, it's not a game breaker for me, but I always like when they toss in a converter. So you lift up this little foam, and there's a little booklet about the pen. Actually, there's just a little bit of documentation. I'm not too sure what this is. That just shows you, it's in Japanese. It just shows you different editions from 78, 2011, to 2000. Well, in this case, it says 2022, but I'm pretty sure this came out 2021. Different evolutions of the pen. There's a user manual. Once again, in Japanese, but it will give you, diagrams that'll show, mechanical illustrations that show you how to use the pen. Plus, there's a warranty card in the bottom. Very nice to have. I don't believe there's anything under the box, so I'm not underneath the packaging, so I'm not going to open it up. Like I said, there's a converter right here. Very nice little converter. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Looks like it would hold a relatively nice amount of ink. Of course, there is an ink cartridge if you're into ink cartridges. And a bottle of ink. And what's this one? It doesn't really give you a name of the ink, but by the look of it, it's a blue. Yeah, I'd say it's a blue ink of some kind. Beautiful bottle, like this diamond-shaped bottle, which I haven't actually come across before. Maybe they do release that. But I like the care, like the cap sort of matches the width of the bottle in many ways. So it looks very attractive. I like the fact that you could probably, if you had several bottles, form a little square, and the label is sort of on the corner, which is quite nice. I like that. Little things like that are always appealing to me, different designs. It looks like a beautiful bottle of perfume, really. But I doubt it's scented. And it just slides back in. So now, because I borrowed this pen, I'm not going to do a writing sample. Dan McDonald, who owns the Bookmark, kindly loaned me this just to look at. And it's an interesting pen. It has a few different little design features that are quite different than the traditional 3776 Century. I'm just going to carefully pull it out. Set that aside. We don't need to look at that anymore. And there you have it. And I think it's a beautiful pen. At first glance, it almost reminds me of the shape of, say, the Sailor Pro Gear Slim that I have, where, flat ends and flat finial at the top. But what catches my eye is this sort of ribbing here on the cap and on the barrel, almost like sort of rounded ribbing right here. And I don't really know where that choice came from, but I like it. I think that's very attractive myself. It could have been just a straight barrel easily, but they decided to put a little bit of knurling, or whatever you call that. It has a beautiful clip, nice and wide. I like this. I like that design. That wider clip. It looks almost like it sort of has a nice spring to it. I'm not going to bounce it too much. So there's a little bit of a gold cap band here and here on the cap, and a little ring at the bottom, a gold ring, just, keeping the aesthetics all together. Works very nicely. And this is gonna... There it is. Oh, yeah. So it's a screw cap, and it's very nice. When you pull it out, you have a beautiful, beautiful nib. Very nice nib. And I'm going to do a close-up of that nib in a little bit. So there you have it. It's the Platinum Century 3776 10th Anniversary Edition. Posts very nicely. It has a nice weight to it. And when I put it in my hand, it's a very nice... It's actually, that's a fairly big pen when I post it and I'm holding it. So we're just taking a closer look at the nib on the Platinum Century 3776 10th Anniversary Edition, of course. And I'm just going to slowly rotate the pen. I don't usually do this, but I just really wanted to take a little bit of closer look at this beautiful nib. As I said earlier, or I don't know if this, as I said, this is a larger nib than, say, on a Pilot Custom 74. Quite a bit bigger, so it's interesting to look at. So if you look at it, there's this beautiful scroll work. It says 10th anniversary on it. It has the platinum logo, and it's a fine nib. Nice little bit of tipping on it, and it has a really nice looking feed. I gotta wonder, actually, would the feed be ebonite? Probably, maybe. I don't know. I should look that up. I like to fly blind when I look at these things. Now, what's it say on the side there? Something on the side. I'm just going to carefully turn this around. It says Japan. Or wait, does it? What does it say? Yeah, Japan. On the side. Platinum fine. Lovely little details on this nib. Beautiful sized nib. Yeah. Anyway, that's. I hope you don't mind the shaky quality of this. But anyway, I hope you like that, and we'll get back to the video. Thank you very much. Now I'm just going to put that away. I'll show you what it looks like next to a Lamy. I like to compare sizes of pens and everything like that. So there, yeah, it's quite a bit smaller in some ways, but at the same time also thicker. So anyway, there you have it. I'm going to do some other little things. I'll take some photographs. I'll do a close-up of the nib. And anyway, if you like the video, let me know what you think of this pen. Do you have the traditional 3776? Do you like it? And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new around here, I invite you to subscribe. And also, I will put links in the description to the Bookmark website, because you know, it's my local stationery shop and I like to support them, and they kindly loaned me this pen to look at, and I really deeply appreciate that. So thanks to everyone at the Bookmark for doing this, and I hope you liked the video, and I'll talk to you soon. I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.